Hi, today I'm going to tell you how to fix one of these Roland FD8 hi-hat pedal. Comes standard with most of the Roland kits, or used to, but these pedals had a slight problem with the rubber inside that tends to harden over time. So I'm just going to go through a quick fix which takes about 5 minutes to do, and we'll get your pedal up and running again. So stay here for this. Right, first of all, what you'll need to do to fix this pedal, you'll need a trusty old screwdriver. So first of all, undo all the screws underneath, which shouldn't take too long. This inside it is sprung loaded, so you have to be careful when opening it. This part is where the spring is on here. It might start to push back on you, so just you probably want to hold it tight as you undo everything. Right, once you've undone all the screws and taken these out, you'll find the plate here will start to lift off when you undo these last couple of screws. What you don't want to do is really start taking all the wires out. So you see, when you start to open it up, this bit will lift off and the spring here will start to pull back. You will see the cable, the ribbon cable, is connected in here. Right inside is the rubber, so you just pull that off. And what you'll see with this rubber is it's rock hard, and of course the pedal won't function properly unless this is soft and pliable. Okay, so the next step, what you'll need to make this soft and pliable, is hot water. So you need some boiling water in a cup. Also, what you'll need is some petroleum jelly or Vaseline. This is to make it soft and pliable. So stay here for the next part. Right, the next step is obviously you want boiling water in here. So you got your kettle, boiling water. Right, you want to drop that in there, and you want to leave it for a number of minutes, really, obviously to get nice and soft and nice and pliable. And what the next step is after that, once the rubber is pliable, what we need to do is create some grooves in the rubber, in the bottom of the rubber, to make it more bendy. So what you'll need for this is a Stanley knife or a Stanley blade, and what we're going to do is actually slice some ridgeways into the bottom of the rubber. So stay tuned for this. Okay, now if you take this out of the boiling water, as you can see now, nice and pliable, and that's what you need for it to make the connection on the board. If you haven't got that connection and this is rock solid or rock hard, it won't push down on the pedal connection on the little circuit. So now this is nice and pliable. The next step is, obviously, we want to dry it off. If you find it is still hard, what you need to do is just tip the boiling water, tip it away, and then just put some more boiling water in and leave it even longer. I've left this for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, and now it's nice and soft, ready to be cut. So what you want to do is, if you take the bottom of the item, this is the bit here with the ridge going through the bottom, this is the bit that makes the connection with the board. So what you want to do is, in order that it stays pliable even when it starts to get a bit harder again, because You might find that after maybe about 2 months it will start to harden again, but you can just do this process again, just make it soft and pliable again by putting it in hot water. And but in order for it still to be able to bend, what we need to do is actually cut some slices in to the rubber. So if we take a Stanley blade without cutting your fingers, obviously you don't want to cut it all the way through, you want to cut it part the way down. What I've done with this before is maybe cut it about, there is a line here that runs down the ridge, so if you cut it into that, down to that line, not really past it, because you don't want to go all the way through. As you can see there, I've sliced it. And what you want to do, you want to do a number of these slices all the way along. This blade isn't particularly sharp, but obviously the sharper the blade, you do it much easier. But, so the bit that bends between the two squares, as you can see now, there's loads of ridges in here where I've cut all the way along. So in order to try and keep this nice and pliable the whole time, what we're going to do is apply some Vaseline. What we're going to do is fill the grooves with the Vaseline, and literally, I mean, this job is like a 5-10 minute job, and now it's already done. All you got to do in the future is pop it back into the hot water and apply some Vaseline again. So there we go, and it's all nice and pliable and ready to go back in. But what I would suggest is this bit here, I would just clean the excess. The bit that's going to touch the circuit board, I'll clean the excess Vaseline off, or petroleum jelly. Keep the petroleum jelly on the back part that's not touching any of the electrics, or the circuit board I should say. So there we go, nice and pliable and ready to go back in. So obviously to put that back in, turn the pedal over and do the same thing in reverse. Obviously the little bit that it connects to, and it goes that way in, goes up in there, and there's the little circuit board that it touches at the bottom. As you can see, I've just pulled the connection off. I mean, that's easily done, it easily goes back in. Right, as you can see, I've got this reconnected back up. If the little circuit does come unclipped, there's a little grey clamp on there. You just lift the grey clamp up slightly with a small screwdriver. You just lift it up, slot it back in, and then press the grey clamp back down, and that puts it back into place. So really easily done. It's a really easy fix. As you can see, I've got that back in place. So now I'm going to put this back together. So you have to put the black cover over the pedal first and then push down, holding the pedal in place, and now you've got to hold it together while you put the first screws in. I will put these two back in first. There you go, and that should hold the black cover back in place. There you go. Now you can reattach all the other screws. What you also need to check is the spring. Make sure the spring goes back in place. Obviously you can remove the spring if you don't want it to you know, have too much tension on it, and you can put the spring back later, but it's just easier and quicker if the spring's still in place. There you go, and that's pretty much done. So once these screws are back in place, you'll notice a total difference in the pedal. Obviously putting your pedal down, what you'll find is, you know, if the rubber is hard inside, you'll find that you'll try and push it down and it'll be too hard to push. As you can see now, that goes down all the way down lovely. There you go. Nice easy fix of the Roland FD8 pedal. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.